Hello and happy belated New Year's. The year 2022, I think it's going to be a really positive year in many ways. I feel as though there are going to be some issues that crop up, but I think we're sort of all getting used to that, aren't we? So this month, because I do want to get on with a different project here on my YouTube channel, I sort of, and because I'm running late, for which I really apologize, I am planning to do a reading from my book Paranormal Ponderings, which is basically my memoir that recounts all the paranormal experiences I've had in my life, as well as the context of where I was in my life to some degree when each of these things happened. I'm one of those people, and you may well be as too, who has had just a number of really strange, unusual things that have happened in your life that you can't explain, things of a paranormal or spiritual nature. So my one way of dealing with that, I had a near-death experience somewhere back in, I want to say 04, 05, somewhere around there, maybe 03. I call it a near-death-like experience because I was not in the hospital. I think I knocked myself out of my body at home in my own bathroom. So I wasn't hooked up to any heart monitors or anything like that. So consequently, I don't know how near I was to death or not. But ever since that happened, I became obsessed with getting this story out there. I'd kept notes all my life and been very interested in the paranormal, hence the subject matter of my cards. So finally in 2019, I pulled all my notes together and I wrote a book and I illustrated it. So I do plan on reading, and it's a free book. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's free on my website, paranormalponderings.com. It's a PDF version on my website you can download, paranormalponderings.com. And so that's my project. I'm going to start reading each chapter, and I'd like to start a discussion on the various paranormal / spiritually transformative experiences I've had in my life, and I know that many of you have had these also. So I kind of want to start a discussion, and I think the best way to do that is to start reading my book. My book's not available on Audible, so this could be a way to also have it be an audio book. At any rate, this month, and possibly in the future, I'm going to do a pick-a-card reading instead of a horoscope-based reading. So we're going to do, I divided the deck into 3 piles, and I have 3 stones here, each with a different word: courage, love, and change. And what I think we could do is focus on the word that resonates with you and try to get out of your head with this and try to have it really resonate with your heart. In other words, you're looking for a partner, you're looking for somebody in your life to date or marry, or to have a romantic type partnership. Don't necessarily choose love. Choose what your heart tells you, because your head's going to tell you, yeah, love, I need love, but I don't think that's what this is about. And so I feel like, I'm sorry, courage is a little bit blotted out there. I think, pick the word that really resonates with you: courage, love, change, in case you can't see them that well. The first pile is going to be courage. Here we go. The second pile is going to be love. And the third pile is going to be change. Okay? And that's not necessarily an indication of what the reading is going to be about. I don't know what it's going to be about any more than you do. But what I feel like will happen is the word that resonates with you will lead you to the right pile of cards. And with that, I'm going to begin. Thank you very much. Okay, so for those of you who picked courage, the very first pile, let's see what spirit world has to say. Let's see what your higher power, what your spirit guides, what your angels, what my angels, my higher power, my spirit guides, whatever the mystery is, and I try really hard not to define it, but we do need to use words, you know, in order to understand each other. So I try to use these words interchangeably. So I'm going to take 3 cards. Time slip, spirit board, and tarot cards. Okay. So what's coming to me is there's a lot to do with timing, with right timing with this card. There's a lot to do with timing for you in 2022. And what's jumping out to me is the month of March in a big way, and I'm not sure why, but I feel like I need to wait until March for something to come to fruition or something to come together. I'm getting the image of wild horses. So it's like cool your jets, slow down your horses. Like I want to charge forward with something, with a project, with a relationship, with an idea. But what I feel is though this will be a very positive outcome for you, be it a relationship, be it a project. And because this is a general reading for so many people, it could be in any number of these things, or you may have 2 things going on. But if there's something that is pushing you, if you're in that place, be it with a relationship, be it with a job search, be it with a new business, be it with anything like that, a move, what I'm feeling is that March will be the more auspicious time. I'm sorry, that's my dog pushing his toy around the floor. Thank you very much, Loki. I feel March will be a more auspicious time for you to make a move. But that doesn't mean like you can't do anything in preparation between now and then. So don't let that stop you from moving forward. You can move forward, just don't sign on the dotted line yet until March. Not sure, there's something astrological afoot here, and I'm not sure what that is. I'm not an astrologer, but I do get a strong feeling that there's something astrological afoot for those of you who chose courage as your stone. Spirit board also comes up for you, and that is about a breakdown in communication. It can be about communication in general. Often for me, it is about written communication too. You have to be kind of careful. So I feel like, kind of like watch your back and forth with people. Watch especially anything in writing, emails, texts. Be careful to choose your language carefully. That's the image I'm getting, and I do feel like it has to go back to whatever this issue is. If it's, for instance, if it's a relationship we're talking about here, like here's the scenario I'm getting. I started dating someone. I kind of feel like it's time to move this forward. I kind of feel like we're ready. I'm certainly ready. I don't think he or she is. I think come March they will, but I think you need to address this in conversation carefully. Don't overshoot your game here. If we're talking about a relationship, I think there's a good chance of words, conversations, pushing the matter with your words has a good possibility of turning this person off in some way. Perhaps too much too soon kind of feeling I get with that. And it could also be in terms of any other life change that you are going through where you want to see things speeded up. I feel as though there could be a breakdown in communication that is a direct result of that need for speed. So everything I'm getting here for you, courage people, is hold back, hold your horses, hold back. I feel like in March of 2022, things are going to really open up for you in a big way. I'm seeing a big sunshine, and that's like my symbol for, and as it is like in the tarot, the sun, it's my symbol for a green light, a yes. Everything's going to start panning out the way you planned. And I feel like I'm getting October here, and I don't feel like it's October 2022. I feel like it has to do with October 2021. There's something that we began in October or was important to us in October or came up in October that has some bearing here. So just keep that in mind. I can't possibly guess what that was, but I feel as though that situation has a direct connection to this situation. So hold your horses. Tarot cards. Step-by-step solution. So what this tells me is, and I have to feel it, I feel as though I have to repeat this. Because things are not all that auspicious until at least March of this year, don't let that stop you from moving forward. Just don't be doing it in an overt way. Do it in your own, under the radar kind of way. For instance, if it's a business we're talking about, you want to start your own online business, or you want to get a new job or something like that, try not to overextend yourself in that area. Instead, spend some time breaking down what it is you need to do. Come up with that step-by-step solution. How do I get from A to D? You know, what step should B be? What step should C be? How do I get to D? What do I need to do to prepare myself for the big reveal, for the culmination, for the fruition of this work that I've been doing? And I do feel as though I get a sense of exhaustion and I get a sense of frustration, like you've been working on this, whatever this is, be it a new relationship, newish relationship, doesn't have to be new, but a relationship. I get the sense that you've been working on this a long, long time, and the frustration's starting to build. So I feel as though you're kind of tempted at this point to throw your hands up and say, okay, let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just get this over. Let's dive in, you know? But I think what's happening here is you're being warned. Don't do that. Hang on. Hang on until March. And I'm not saying that March is exactly when things are going to come to fruition, but it's the board's not going to be clear until then. So do try to have some patience here. Your word here should be patience, not courage. But sometimes patience takes courage. So maybe the reason this word resonated with you is you were trying to drive up the courage to move forward in a quick finalist kind of way. That could be. At any rate, listen, I hope that 2022 turns out to be a wonderful year for you. And once again, I want to wish you a happy new year and invite you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. And Happy New Year to my love people. Those of you who resonated with the word love. Again, I caution you. I hope that, you know, you let it resonate with you and didn't use your head, because we all feel like we need love, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to lay out 3 cards from your guides, my guides, the universe, God, Goddess, your higher power, my higher power, whatever the mystery source is out there, and I try not to label it. I am going to lay out 3 cards for you, and we are going to do a reading. And it's funny because before I even laid these cards out, the word that came to me for you guys, you love guys, is chaos. I feel there's going to be some chaotic energy coming into your world in 2022, specifically in the beginning. And I think I'm going to have to do this pick a card reading more frequently, because I feel as though I'm not seeing the entire year of 2022. I'm just seeing kind of up to the late spring. I feel as though in each of these readings, we're only really talking about the first 3 or 4 months. So maybe this will be a kind of a quarterly thing. And in your case, I feel like those first couple of months right now and going forward, I would say until, I want to say like the 3rd week in February for some reason. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a calendar, and that's the week where it kind of stops. I feel like there's going to be some chaotic energy going on with you. And I also feel as though there may be an element here that has to do with family. Maybe something's going on in your family. I feel concerns. I just feel like I'm being pulled this way. I'm being pulled that way. I'm being pulled in every direction with something to do with family. I mean, of course, this is a general reading for so many people, and it doesn't necessarily have to be family. It feels like family to me. That's why I'm saying that. But for you, it could be friends. It could be the people you work with every day. It could be the same vibration that I'm picking up as family. So the first card we get is elves, which kind of plays into that whole concept, because elves is about establishing order, organizing yourself, organizing your thoughts, organizing your surroundings. So it could be that things are going to be chaotic and things are going to feel a bit out of sync for you for the next couple of months. I feel as though what I'm getting is like my head on a swivel. I got to look at this. I got to do this. I got to blah, 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 blah. I'm kind of spinning in space. I'm spinning my wheels. And what they're saying is, and this is like a technique, when you feel like you're spinning out of control, it helps to ground yourself. And there certainly are methods of grounding yourself energetically. You can find those online everywhere. Find the one that works for you. You can pull up red energy from the earth up through the soles of your feet. You can picture ginormous hooks extending down from your feet into the earth's crust and hooking onto something. These are just metaphoric images. But I think it will help you to be grounded, because the image I'm getting is spinning out of controls, because there's just pressure coming at me from every side. And some of it's internal. Some of it is like, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with not having the security I feel I need. So do try that grounding. Hello, Loki. There's my doggy with his carrot toy he wants me to throw. There we go. So establish order in your life. Organize things. Clean out a closet. These are the things that can be very grounding. There's a feng shui method to this madness of organization and cleaning things out, and it just to have your environment organized, clean, and empty of clutter will help to ground you. And I feel as though those of you who chose love, that's kind of what you need right now for the next couple of months. The month April lights up for me for you for some reason, and I see a big smile, a big sun in April. So I feel as though something auspicious is going to occur for you in April, and I'm looking at like the second week. I feel as though for some of you at least, it's going to be good news on the job front. For others, it's going to be a relationship thing. And I guess for some of you, it could be both. But I feel as though that second week in April is going to be a good one for you guys. So, mark that on your calendar. The next card is Angelic Message. You're receiving an answer to a prayer. Oh, that's such a nice card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. Okay. So what I have is I get the image of your angel wrapping their arms, wrapping their wings around you, comforting you, helping you through this period. And I do feel like this is kind of an upsetting period for you, and I'm really sorry about that. I've been there. I know what it's like. But hang on, because it's going to end. Look towards that third week in February, and I think, the chaos, the indecision, the insecurity, all these feelings are coming up for me. It's like I'm not able to plan anything for some reason. For many of you, I'm not able to plan anything because there's so many things up in the air, so many plates spinning right now. That's the feeling I get for you, and it feels so tiring. So I think, the thing is too, and what your angel wants you to know, is self-care. You really need to engage and indulge in some self-care, beginning with that grounding. Really take care of yourself. Nothing is terribly, terribly wrong. Things are progressing the way they should. It's just that between these two chapters in your life, it's kind of like a whirlwind, I'm seeing Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and that tornado kind of energy. Like I'm between Kansas and Oz, and it's just this tornado energy that you're going through right now. Try grounding yourself. Bring that spinning house down to earth and take care of yourself. That's the thing that's going to empower you the most. Okay. And then the third card we have for you really, really plays into this. It's Dogman. not a time to stand your ground. This is a time for graceful retreat. So this isn't a time for confrontation. This is not a time to challenge. This is a time for reflection, a time to go inward. As we said, spend some time in your own presence, grounding yourself. I see a bathtub, water, throw some salt in that water. It's really grounding. I feel as though, I'm a creature right now and I need to retreat to my den and lick my wounds a little. Now's not the time for me to confront whatever else is going on there. And you will get through this. I mean, by April, I feel as though like by the end of February, that third week, things are going to start to get better, slow down. The chaos is going to let up. All of a sudden, there's going to be good news on this front, a little on that front, a little here, a little there. And then by April, things are going to be bright and sunny for you. Okay, my loves. I want to thank you. I want to invite you to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. I would really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you are listening to my channel. Thank you. Have a wonderful 2022. See you soon. Happy New Year 2022 for those of you who chose change. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. I apologize, my dog's been making a bit of noise. I hope he has calmed down a bit. I think he sees, Mom talking to nothing, so it's kind of exciting him a bit. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards for you from the Paranormal Oracle, my deck, which you will probably know if you've been on my channel that these are cards I channeled during the first COVID lockdown. Okay, so we're going to pull 3 cards. First one is Ghost. Second one is Intelligent Haunting. And the third one is Gnome. Okay, that's a good card. This is the best card in the deck. But we're going to start with these 2. Ghost and Intelligent Haunting. Anything to do with ghosts, I have come to learn because I channeled these cards. And that means I did the grunt work, I created the cards, I, got on Photoshop and that kind of thing. But the descriptions and what each card meant, I channeled. That means I'm kind of learning them too as I go along. And what I have come to recognize is the ones that have to do with ghosts and haunting generally have to do with letting go of the past, generally have to do with letting go of stuff. And there are many cards in here on the subject of ghosts, animal ghosts, child ghost, haunted castle. There's a lot of different ghost cards in this deck. So the first one here is ghost in general. And it's something elusive from your past reappears. So for me, what this means is there's something from your past that is just bugging you. Something you're looking back on. It could also mean somebody from your past comes back into your life. Let me see what I'm getting here. I'm getting the month of June. In the second pile, reading the pile for love, I think it was, I talked about perhaps doing these pick a card readings twice a year or every quarter, something like that, because I only seem to be going up to, in the imagery I'm getting, that they're giving me, up to, I want to say, late spring. So here we are, I'm seeing June for you. And June is, I'm getting graduation. Now, June obviously is traditionally a month of graduation. But in your case, I feel like it's metaphorical as well. I mean, you may be graduating from school in June. I don't know. Obviously, this is a general reading for many, many, many people. Some are, some aren't. I guess a few are actually graduating. But all of you, there's some sort of metaphoric graduation that's going to be happening in June. I'm going to be leaving something behind me. And that, I think, reflects on this card, something from your past. Something from your past, I think, is going to be ending in June, is going to come to some sort of culmination. Something's going to happen to put a stop. And what I'm feeling here is not particularly positive. Like, this could be an old relationship, as either somebody who's maybe not so good for you has come back into your life, or you can't get them out of your mind. You can't get them out of your heart. You're suffering over a loss. that happened a while ago, that happened in your past. So as I said, these ghost cards all seem to be about letting go. So I feel as though by June, you're going to be able to let go of this issue, whatever it is, or this person will be graduating either into or out of your life. If we're talking about a person from your past who perhaps wasn't such a great relationship with, I feel like either they are going to be actually changing, which is a rare thing among humans. We don't like to change. We think we can, but we don't. They're either going to be changing for the better and graduating into your life, or they're going to be graduating out of your life. You're going to either kick them to the curb, something like that. So something's going to change having to do with something you've been hanging on to in June. And what I'm seeing is the second week in June. I see the calendar, and it's that week that it lights up for me. It feels like it's going to be good. That graduation is a necessary thing. What you're going through right now, this connection to this past heartache, or past confusion, past indecision, whatever this is, I feel like this is necessary too. You've got to feel it. You've got to feel this to get through it. You can't just be in denial. You can't just sort of let go of it. You do have to spend the next couple of months kind of feeling this. Because what's going to happen, like alchemy, it's going to become part of you. It's going to become part of who you are. The way you deal with this pain, the way you deal with what you're having trouble letting go of, the way, how you push against this, how you resolve it, is going to be very important in your life in terms of who you're growing into be as a soul. So try not to get upset about this. It's just part of the challenge you came here to deal with, and you chose it, you know. So we are never victims, you know. I learned that in my near-death experience. We are not victims. We chose our challenges, you know. And nothing is bad. It just can look that way in the moment, but the outcome is never a bad thing. Okay, so we're moving on to intelligent haunting. Manifestation results from focused intent. Okay, and so what I'm seeing about that is, just give me 1 second. I kind of feel almost like it's not even connected, even though my whole big dissertation about ghost cards and stuff. I almost feel like we're going to a different area of your life now. In some way, it has to do with the letting go of this. By putting my focus on something else, something outside of myself, something outside of my inner issues, something outside of my inner sorrow and pain. By focusing on that, I'm actually helping to move myself forward. So let's say this is the scenario I'm seeing. This is a relationship. This was a big relationship in your life that has ended. And maybe it's a job, maybe it's a family issue, could be the death of a loved one. I can't let go of the pain of this. But by putting my focus on something else in my life, it will help to alleviate the concentration of pain that I'm feeling. You can't ever, get over a loss. A loss in your life is always going to be a loss in your life. This is going to mitigate the feelings, however. Losses don't go away, but our ability to deal with them gets better and better. So this is like a first step in doing that. Moving into putting my focus elsewhere on something other than my pain without going into denial. Like, I'm not doing this to obscure this. I'm doing this to grow myself in another area. And it may or may not have to do with this loss. For instance, if this, say, God forbid, is a death in your family, this new focus where you're manifesting something with a new focus, tearing away from the grief and the pain a little bit to maybe start a foundation in this person's name or something like that. So it could be connected in that way, but not necessarily. If it's the loss of a job that you're grieving, it could be I'm putting my focus on manifesting something different in my life, either a completely different career, starting my own business, So you see what I'm saying? It's connected in some way, but different. It's connected to the actual growth from moving away from that loss. Okay, and so now I'm seeing that second week in June, and what I'm seeing here is, what I'm getting here, the card you're getting is Gnome. Good tidings on the home front. I feel like this is one of the sunniest cards in this deck, Paranormal Oracle, and what I'm getting is all is going to be well. All will be well. And I feel like the wellness begins for you. I see that second week in June really lit up, but we're moving in that direction much sooner than that. I want to say even by the end of February, you know, things start to change. So I feel like you have a couple of months still of kind of a little bit of a rough ride where you really need to take care of yourself. But as we move towards that second week in June, things start to lighten up for you. And you see, look at how serious and, you know, these cards are, and dark these cards are. Then we get to Gnome, you know, and it's really light, really whimsical, you know. That to me shows the progression here, you know. By the time we get to the end of winter, into spring, into early summer, we're going to be here where things are going to be good. And with Gnome, it's always about you personally, your home front, the things that happen under your roof, the things that happen in your world. It could actually have to do with moving to a new home if you've been looking for a new apartment or a new home. It could have to do with just things developing in a wonderful way for you, your family, whoever's under your roof, including your animals, including your possessions. It feels though, you know, things are going to be really on an upswing. So with that, my change people, you are really being invited to change. I want to thank you very much for attending my channel this month. I apologize once again for being late in getting any kind of reading out there. But as I said, I believe in the beginning of this reading, I'm moving on to a different project with my channel in terms of reading my book. All the information about my cards, how to get them, my book, which is free, are going to be in the description below. And I hope that you guys check out my website. If you buy this deck of cards, Paranormal Oracle, I have on my website for free the full descriptions that I channeled back in 2020 for these cards. I came up with the card names because I'm so big in the paranormal because of my life experiences. But then my guides or whoever it is gave me the descriptions. So, and they came so easily, boom, 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 boom. But when you channel something, you don't retain it. It just, you literally are a channel. It just comes through you. So I'm learning the descriptions too for these cards. And most of the time, a lot of the time, they're not like what I would have came up with, you know. So anyway, thank you very much. I do invite you to give me a thumbs up, to subscribe, and to comment below. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys, and happy 2020.